Tottenham set to complete £35 million deal to sign Leeds star Archie Gray. Welcome back to Tottenham News Today. The transfer market is really heating up. But before we get into it, have you subscribed yet? Click that button and join the Tottenham family for all the latest updates. According to David Ornstein of The Athletic, Tottenham set to complete £35 million deal to sign highly rated youngster Archie Gray from Leeds United. 24 hours earlier, Ornstein had reported that Gray was on his way to Brentford with a fee of £35 million having been agreed, so much so that a medical with the Bees had taken place on Saturday after even agreeing personal terms. However, by the following day, the £35 million deal had collapsed after Gray had a change of heart. The 18-year-old is now keen on a move to North London, as opposed to the west of the capital. Ornstein says Tottenham are now in advanced talks with Leeds to sign Gray, and while nothing had been formally finalised, there is an expectation on all sides that a deal will be completed soon. Following defeat to Southampton at Wembley in May's Championship playoff final, Leeds were always going to be under pressure to sell key assets this summer, having operated with a Premier League budget and wage bill last season, something a club can just about sustain in the second tier for a solitary campaign, but not two. Homegrown teenager Archie Gray was the prime candidate to be sacrificed. Despite only celebrating his 18th birthday as recently as March, Gray has already made 52 senior appearances for Leeds, his one and only goal coming during a last-gasp victory over Leicester at Elland Road in mid-February. Gray is a midfielder by trade, but only 19 of his appearances for the Whites have come in that position, far more frequently deployed at right-back by Daniel Farke. So, could he challenge Pedro Porro and Emerson Royal for starts at right-back? Or is he coming in to try and displace Rodrigo Bentancur, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, Yves Bissouma and Pape Matar Sarr for starts in the middle? Well, considering Ange Postecoglou likes his fullbacks to push inside, occupying midfield areas, Gray's versatility could be exactly when Spurs are set to sign him. A Daniel Levy deal. Ben Jacobs shares exciting update on striker with 26 goals and 9 assists. Tottenham might succeed in their pursuit of Lille striker Jonathan David. Spurs are set to sign a new striker this summer and have been linked with several players, including Jonathan David. The Canadian international has been a long-term target for Spurs and remains prominently on their radar in the current transfer window. Journalist Ben Jacobs provided an update on David's situation, noting that Manchester United, Chelsea and West Ham are also interested in him. Despite the competition, Tottenham are considered one of the leading contenders to secure the forward's signature. David is in the final year of his contract with Lille, making him available for a significantly reduced fee of around £25 million. This reduced price makes him an appealing option for the Lily-Whites, who are eager to strengthen their attacking options. David's outstanding performance last season, where he scored 26 goals and provided 9 assists in 47 appearances across all competitions, highlights his quality and potential impact under manager Ange Postecoglou. The 24-year-old's contract situation has altered the transfer dynamics. Lille, aware of the risk of losing him for free next summer, is now more open to negotiating a transfer. Jacobs emphasised that Tottenham's interest in David aligns with their consistent recruitment strategy, even before Postecoglou's tenure. The combination of a reduced fee and David's goal-scoring abilities makes him an ideal Daniel Levy signing. Speaking on the Last Word on Spurs podcast, Jacobs said, "Yeah, I can see him being a Spurs player. I think Spurs are one of the front-runners for Jonathan David. There are 4 Premier League teams that are in the mix. You've got Chelsea, even though they've signed a couple of young strikers, Tottenham, West Ham and Manchester United. So, there was an outside chance that an offer would have been placed for Jonathan David 12 months ago by Tottenham, but the price was too high." The key thing that's changed now is that David's heading into the final year of his contract, and Lille know that he's not going to renew, and they accept that it's better to take a fee now than risk losing him on a free transfer in a year's time. And because there's only that 1 year, Lille are not being bullish anymore. So, Lille were looking at 45 or 50 million a year ago, whereas now the price is going to be under £30 million, and with the right structure, it might even be closer to £20 million, and that's an astonishing bit of business for any club for, as you say, a striker that scored 26 goals in all competitions in the last 2 seasons. The amount of times on this podcast you probably hear, "That's not a Daniel Levy deal," or "That's not a Daniel Levy prices." But in the case of Jonathan David, it's both a Daniel Levy deal and a Daniel Levy price. That's why I think that Spurs will be seriously in the conversation for Jonathan David. As the transfer window continues, Spurs are set to intensify their efforts to sign Jonathan David, aiming to add a prolific striker to their squad for the upcoming season. The North London club could first turn their attention towards a replacement for Højbjerg, who has been linked with a summer exit. According to Toto Juve, Spurs are now leading the race to sign Youssouf Fofana this summer in a deal that could be worth a reported £25 million. The AS Monaco midfielder has also attracted the interest of Juventus, Arsenal and Manchester United, but all three top clubs could lose out to Spurs, who may well get an ideal replacement for Højbjerg and a player who could slot in next to Rodrigo Bentancur next season. For just £25 million too, Fofana may quickly become one of the summer's bargain buys as Spurs look to bridge the gap between themselves and Champions League qualification. Replacing Højbjerg with a player of Fofana's calibre is the type of deal that should take Spurs up to the level that they so desperately need to be at under Postecoglou. The Australian already showed glimpses of what he is capable of building in North London last season, and with players who suit his system, he should only build on the foundations put in place during his debut campaign. Fofana's ball recovery ability would be his most important trait under Postecoglou, with the former Celtic boss often asking his players to press high and excel in transition, something a player like Fofana knows exactly how to do. Earning plenty of praise during his time at Monaco, football talent scouts Jacek Kulig previously dubbed Fofana magnificent in 2022. Now, it's Spurs who could benefit from Fofana's magnificence, reportedly leading the race to secure their second signing of the summer. Alasdair Gold claims Tottenham have received a verbal offer from Ipswich Town for central defender Joe Rodon, who spent last season out on loan at Leeds United. Joe Rodon looks set to leave Tottenham this summer. Football Insider reported this month that not only are Leeds United keen on retaining the services of Joe Rodon this summer, but all three promoted clubs are also keeping an eye on him. Ipswich Town, Southampton and Leicester City all hold an interest in the 26-year-old centre-back, who Tottenham are prepared to sell over the next month or so. However, the Yorkshire Evening Post reported this week that Leeds may have a trump card to play in Greta Steinsson, who served as Tottenham's performance manager before moving to Leeds and overseeing the loan signing of Rodon. Gold tweeted, "Spurs have received a verbal offer for Joe Rodon from Ipswich. Nothing formal or submitted in writing yet. As I reported before, Leicester and Leeds are also after the Wales defender, who is currently abroad at a training camp ahead of the new season. I think Rodon is definitely a Premier League level player, so I expect him to move to a promoted club this summer. Leicester feels like the best long-term move for him, in terms of finding a club who have the potential to remain in the top flight for years to come." That's all for today's update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with all things Tottenham, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications on our latest content. Don't forget to like this video and share it with fellow Spurs supporters. Let's grow our Tottenham News Today community together. Thanks for watching, and as always, come on you Spurs!